If you're shopping for a home in Las Vegas, knowing how to spot an overvalued property can save you from a financial pitfall. Do you know what to look for? Here's how to spot and potentially avoid buying an overvalued property. One of my clients that I'm working with right now fell in love with this property that the backyard fit exactly what they needed. It had enough space for them to put in a pool, they were gonna add a casita, but the interior of this home was going to need a lot of love. And when we looked up what this home should potentially sell for, it was about $100,000 over what a property had just sold for a few months previously that was the exact same model. So I went with a list to the seller's agent of everything in the property that we found just by looking without doing a home inspection of all of the issues of this property. And we also sent along all of the homes in the area that had sold and why we thought that this home was about $100,000 overvalued. Well, the seller had no interest in taking our offer, but I left it in my client's hands of whether or not they wanted to potentially buy this property anyway. Luckily, they chose to decline, and that property is still on the market today because I really don't think that even if someone offers what it's listed for, that the appraisal will come back in the seller's favor. If you were in this situation, what would you have done differently, or would you have followed the same steps? Share your experience in the comments below. Trying to understand market value can be a little bit tricky because market value ultimately comes down to what a buyer is willing to pay for that home. But as realtors, what our job is to determine what we think buyers in today's market will pay for that home. And we do that with a variety of methods. First off, we look to see if there are any properties that have sold within, say, the last maybe 6 months that are within a mile of this property that are model matches, meaning same square footage, same number of bedrooms, and so on. The other thing that we look for is, does this property have a pool or not? Because that will influence very slightly, however, how much that property is worth. Then, is it a 2-car garage, a 3-car garage? Does it have more land? Does it have a casita built onto the back of it? All of these things are going to determine what this property is going to sell for. Some of the other things that you want to consider when thinking market value is interior appeal. Are there upgrades within this home that you're not finding in other homes in the market? Does it have curb appeal? Does it have a view? What is the location within the neighborhood? Are you right next to the gate opening and closing all day long? That home might not be as desirable. Do you have a pool or not? There are many factors that go into whether the market value of this home is higher or lower. And how can you as a consumer tell if a property is overvalued? There are a few ways, and these aren't all going to be written in stone, but some of them could be if these homes have sat on the market for quite a while, because right now homes are selling within about 60 days of going on the market. The other thing could be, is this home priced significantly higher than other homes in the area? That could be a telltale sign. One other thing is if you are getting a lot of showings as a seller, but you're not getting any offers. Historically, for every 10 showings, 1 offer should come in. So if you're not getting at least 1 offer and you've had 10 showings, your home could be marketed too high. If you're new to my channel, I'm Eileen Guilbeault, your go-to real estate advisor for all things relocating to Las Vegas. Make sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell to get notified every time a new video is uploaded. Let's continue. One of the ways that we determine what a property should sell for is called a CMA, or a comparative market analysis. And this is what we do by pulling together all the information of like properties. So like properties usually include 1-story home or 2-story home. 1-story homes are going to be priced per square foot higher than 2-story homes. So if the home that you're looking at is a 2-story home, make sure all the 1-story homes are out of your search when you're trying to determine what that 2-story home should sell for. The other thing is, what is in the backyard? Is there a pool? Is there a casita? So you want to make sure to be doing like properties, but an experienced realtor can also make adjustments if there are some discrepancies in exactly what is in each property. Make sure that if it's a 3-stall garage, you're comparing that or making adjustments. And how many bedrooms are there? The difference between a 3-bedroom home and a 4-bedroom home could be significant. So take into account all of these factors when you're looking to do a comparative market analysis. And you can always conduct your own preliminary analysis, but I will advise you to steer clear of all of those websites that give you an automated value or an AVM, because they don't have all of the information. You really do need to see the condition of these homes in person before you can give an accurate estimate of what you think the value of that property is. Because have you ever walked into a home and all of a sudden all you smell is animal? Whether it's cat or dog. Well, I will tell you, the photos that come with those automated values, they can't smell that cat or dog in that home. So while it may look good to you from the website that it's on, you won't know what that property could potentially sell for until you walk through it. So you want to be the most informed that you possibly can be, and make sure that you have enough information to do an accurate estimate of value. Pop quiz. Let's see how well you know what to look out for when it comes to overvalued properties. So A, it's priced significantly higher than every other home on the market. B, it doesn't pass the smell test. And C, it's been on the market quite a long time. Let me know what your answer is in the comments below. So why should you work with a realtor to avoid paying for an overvalued property? So one of the key reasons is because I get to act as your emotional regulator. We have a discussion about why you are buying this home in the first place. And I am able to bring everything back around to why it is not a good idea to overpay for something that fits today, but especially if your family is still growing, or maybe your family is downsizing. We don't want to pay overvalue for a property that in a few years you may be looking to sell, and what you pay today may not get to the value that you want to be able to sell in the future, meaning that you actually wouldn't have the equity necessary to sell if you overpay today. Realtors have the ability to negotiate with the seller's agent, and that allows us to send over our analysis of what that property should be priced at. It also allows us to find out what that seller's bottom line is, or if they have specific terms that they need to make that sell work for them. And then once we talk, find out what that bottom line is. If it is still overvalued for today's market, I present all of the information, and it is your decision whether or not you proceed with that purchase or if you walk away and find something else. But I am there to provide all of the information that you need to make an informed decision. And at the end of the day, don't forget that if you are financing the loan to buy this property, even if you offer more than the home is worth, when the appraisal comes in, it could be lower than what your offered price was if it is a significant difference between what the list price is and what the appraiser finds that the true value is. Because that appraisal is going to be the maximum amount that the bank will lend you to buy that home. So at that time, you still have the availability to negotiate with the seller to bring the purchase price down to the appraised price. And if they don't, you still have the option to walk away if you're within your appraisal contingency period. So there is also a checks and balance there with the appraisal. For more videos about relocating to Las Vegas and real estate tips, make sure to watch one of the videos on your screen. Thank you for watching, and I will see you the next time.